of doom. So how was your week, guys? Fuck.
Oh, yeah, just wonderful.
Aw, not so fun in games.
No.
Feel a little sick this morning, but I think I'm good now.
Glad to hear it.
Customers are keep being assholes. That's all I can say.
They always are, Alan.
I don't know why. They've been worse this past couple days.
Or have you forgotten though? You shut your mouth!
You always not your hand off.
And the starting stream is broken. Of course it is. When is it not?
What'd you do, Kyle?
I don't know. It's the loop on this thing breaks for some reason every once in a while.
Jesus Christ.
Can't have nice things, I tell you what.
You never have
Just
nice
break
things. Ay, ay, ay. So here we are again, talking of Kami-sa,
Another commissar.
the Kami-sa. Did you like that meme, Kyle?
There was a couple up there. Which one was your favorite there?
The feelings on the choice of commissar we are doing this week?
Oh, you talking about the Hydra head one or the
Yes.
the walk?
The Hydra head.
It suits it pretty well. I mean, it's a good meme.
So, did you notice something hidden in the tiny corner?
Actually, if there was something hidden in the corner, I did not check it out.
Look at the meme again and enhance. There is a fourth head, if you will.
Oh, I see. I see it now. I think I looked at it on my phone or something. So I didn't actually open up the picture and look at it. I did not notice it. He said something.
Sebastian Yannick, Ibram Gund, Typhus Cain, Jurgen.
He had Jurgen in the.
Gotta get that Hannah T. Also, the explosive reactive armor one is fucking mint. Protect.
Yes, must protect.
So nothing new, guys? Just been chilling?
I am dead inside.
Pretty much. Just that's been about it lately. I mean, I got my son's kill team done finally. The blueberries.
Ooh.
They're in the case. Got my got the new tattoo. Like I talked about last time, I was gonna get a Necron one, and I did.
Very
Nice.
nice.
Next is the sisters. Alan's favorite. They have it on Chalice.
Oh man.
I'm just not as talkative today. I'm absolutely dead inside. I'm tired.
And that's the title we're going with. Cain.
I'll let you guys
Yes.
change it. I just threw up whatever we were talking about.
See, I can't change shit.
I can change it.
Did you not have the
He
right?
has
No.
mod. He has. You're a mod.
He's a
Yeah.
mod, but he's not an editor.
Yeah, I can't change shit.
Give me a second. I'll see what I can do.
Sure,
You
Raising
don't
Cain.
have the right.
It would have been funny. Raising Cain,
Well, there, now you can.
Get me some tea. Get me tea.
Now you have the power. Only the starter screen wasn't broken. But we don't worry about it anymore because now it's time for the show. Welcome, everybody. Art of Lore Show. This is episode 48. This one was voted on, so we got good old Cain coming up here. You guys voted for it, and Bob delivers. Look at that. Something actually worked out. Actually went the way it was supposed to. Except for the
Not the
broken stuff on screen.
Not the commissar I thought would have been picked, but here we are.
Yeah, good old tiebreaker won that one. Okay, let's go here. But before we talk about Cain, I was supposed to show you guys something a couple weeks ago and forgot, so that's my fault. But we got our good old sponsor Dubby, and they got a new cup out. They got a new Dubby girl, and it's almost gone. Because I waited too long to tell you guys about it.
Good job, Kyle. Good job.
And they restocked a lot of their stuff. I got me some good old Beach and Peach. This shit is good. Mango Peach, yeah, sign me up.
Actually does sound pretty good.
Okay. For the artist aspect, before we get into the lore, because I know once Bob starts talking about Cain, that it's just going to be Cain. Try something new first offhand. I'm going to try doing a rust wash on this door and see what happens. So we can all see how that goes. And then I'm jumping on some Necrons, so then it's normal painting.
You need to fix your focus there, Kyle.
Well, that's because you won't see it until I pick it up. That's how I can't have an autofocus on this camera. It's just bad. So I have to actually. It doesn't come into focus till I get up to the camera. So you'll see what I'm working on, not what's on the table. Yes, there's a lot of plastic there. At least this plastic's primed. Alrighty, Bob. Well, I will now leave it to you.
Oh, Cain. I will start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. I know we here at the show like to exaggerate some things, like to blow things out of proportion. The Dark Angels aren't really that edgy. The Night Lords are not that sadistic. Nope, I take that one back. They are sadistic.
I don't think we one bit exaggerated the Night Lords.
In fact, I think I played that one down a little bit. Logar and his priests aren't actually Catholic priests in disguise.
Are you sure about that?
I have to admit they are not. This is going to be, there is an episode where I stick completely to the script and there's no exaggeration whatsoever, that's this. Because if I'm going to exaggerate Cain, we're going to start talking about how he bitch smacked Korn and then bent Slaanesh over. It's the only way it gets more ridiculous. So, you've been warned, you've been told. Oh, and the lion isn't a sociopath. That's another thing we've exaggerated. There, we've made some people happy.
We'll be finding out soon here.
Cain's early life is actually a fucking mystery. He claims his parents were cretins who joined the Imperial Guard just to avoid being arrested. But the fact that he even ended up in the commissariat alone proves that this is bullshit. Because to join the School of Progenium is a reward only granted to the orphaned children of either high-ranking officers or heroes. So the fact that somehow Cain says, oh yeah, no, they were just criminals who had joined the guard to escape punishment doesn't make sense. Which you find a lot about Cain's backstory whenever he talks about his origins. A lot of it's just bullshit.
The only one thing we do know that's true, though.
He's a hive worlder of some sort. Because the man has a tunnel sense that rivals regular tunnel rats. He can detect... I shit you not. One point in one book, he's walking down a stairwell, and he can tell it's sloping about maybe 1 or 2 degrees by the pressure change in his ears.
Yeah, even the comms, even an Inquisitor, it was surprised about how good he was at that.
When Cain was during his upbringing in the Schola Paginium, or as I should call it, Anime High School 40K edition, and that isn't an exaggeration. That thing is ridiculous.
They punish people one of the locker rooms is literally filled with the faces of rebelling students screaming as the concrete was poured over them. I am not shitting you.
They put them in the walls.
Yes.
I've heard this before.
Mind you, they tried to do an armed uprising, but it's still metal. Cain scored actually below average, like C- student on everything besides physical activity. Physical activities and I quote, deception. Yes, they measure that. Being able to lie.
They measured deception.
Yes.
All right, then.
Also his
Hey,
record.
Yuki.
Howdy, Yuki.
Hey, we have a Yuki. I'll be as shocked as fuck.
Let's go!
Blood for the blood god.
And holy shit,
Oh, and Yuki with the rain.
Yuki brought a fucking army.
Yuki brought the army. Blood for the blood god.
Skulls for the golden throne. Holy
Hello,
shit.
everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, Raiders.
The chaos glory begins. So, as I was saying, Cain also had a clean disciplinary record, which, to quote the Inquisitor recording these records, is probably just means he didn't get caught. Ever. Because he was a little hellion, and he admits so himself. Most of the stories written from Cain's point of view are actually written from his memoirs. Because lore-wise, Cain is dead at the moment.
Well, he wasn't super augmented, so he doesn't have like the 10,000 years of life.
Nope. He was buried with full military honors. With, as in, body in casket, casket in ground. But he's still labeled as active duty. Would you like to know why, Kyle?
So he's dead, but he's active duty.
Yeah, they register him as active duty. Would you like to know why?
Why is that? That don't seem to make sense.
Because he was registered dead, and they had to reverse it so many times through his career that there was a standing order from not just anybody, but from the Lord. I believe his title is Lord Commander of the Imperial Guard, that he cannot be registered as killed in action.
Oh, isn't it that Solar's guy? He rides the little mechanical horse.
No, that is a Lord Solar.
Okay.
I'm talking about the High Lord on Terra.
Oh,
the
never mind.
Administratum and him got together and went, listen, every time we got to change this, it creates 300 years of back work. And we've already had to do this 3 times. Not again.
We're done.
We're done. But there's a caveat. His back pay is to be picked up in person.
And so he has a huge amount of back pay that I'm pretty sure that if he ever at one point goes, hey, I'm here to collect my back pay, he just crashes the entire economy.
Just, hey, I'm here for my money. Shit!
Back pay.
The bank just folds.
Just gone. Just gone.
But, as I was saying, his memoirs were written by himself, but are curated and put into organized pieces of book by a certain Inquisitor. An Inquisitor Ambly.
Ah, Sora, thank you for the follow.
Huzzah! Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Ambly Vale, who, and I quote, you know the rules about sticking your privates in crazy, Kyle?
Yes.
Cain stuck his privates in Inquisitor.
Yeah, that's bad. That's
Yeah,
worse.
and it actually worked out well.
Like you don't mess with someone who has like the power just under the Emperor. I'm gonna be vibing and lurking. All right, thank you for the lurk, Yuki.
Lurk in kindness.
Watch from the warp. I mean, she does. She's our Chaos Worshiper, so.
Yeah, the nut job of nut jobs. But Kane's first posting, and most of his postings were with Valhallan regiments. You know, the Ice Warriors.
Yep, the cold guys.
His first posting, in fact, was with the 12th Field Artillery. It was there he met the wingman of wingmans, the friend of friends, or as I like to call him, the greatest backup you could ever hope for. Gunner Ferric Jurgen. A smelly fellow with a crack aim. He also had the ability to scavenge, find, or bully his way into getting anything you asked for. But for some reason was not well liked by the rest of the regiment. And their first showing was against orcs.
That
You
sounds
follow me?
fun.
Yeah, mind you, Cain is a perpetual coward, so he was enjoying his time in the back lines with the artillery regiment. His fun was shortly ruined afterwards when, and I crap you not, while defending against an assault by orcs, they came under the attack of a splinter fleet.
Sora says, "Whoa, I missed that one." Oh,
A Tyranid splinter fleet. Which,
he went from orcs to nids.
yeah, immediately, aka went from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Went from orcs to the bugs, and that quick.
Yeah, it wasn't fun for poor Cain, who, and I kid you not, and I will be giving multiple perspectives of each one of these events. First, I will give you the event as everybody else saw it. The commissar and his aide went off for a scouting mission where they encountered a large, unnoticed flanking force of Tyranids led by a hive tyrant, who Cain then drew into a pre-targeted zone for a danger close bombardment and destroying the hive tyrant and shattering the force. He, in fact, almost called the bombardment basically right on his own head, thus leading to the destruction of this entire Tyranid force. Now, Kyle, what do you think was actually happening?
Well, I know how Cain kind of goes. I'm going to assume that it was just unfortunate events from him just trying to survive.
He was attempting to outright desert.
Yep.
He was attempting an outright desertion in a commandeered salamander, and he ran into ran over a hive tyrant and its Tyranid support forces. Cain then made a fast track back to guard lines while screaming over the radio about dropping artillery on its head. And thus began the first strokes of his grand reputation.
So he was trying to run away, and it turns out it worked.
Yes, he led to the destruction of a flanking force which would have broke the guard artillery position.
So him trying to desert his position happened to run into the enemy force ahead of time and stop us, them getting totally fucked over.
Yes, if you want to add a marker to the screen, Kyle, for bullshit luck happenstance, you may, because that marker is going to get very high by the end of the night. And thus began the strokes of his reputation. Cain's next destination was the planet of Kelthia, where he spent a few restful years during I believe it was M41 920, 923. And the only major battle he participated in was assisting local enforcers and revealing a gene stealer infestation in the sector. And accidentally helping defend the enforcers' headquarters.
Alrighty.
From there, Cain went to Perlia, where And this is where the reputation goes from, oh, that was good on him finding a enemy flanking force and causing its destruction, to, holy shit, this man is a badass. As I said, I will not exaggerate these events. Are you ready?
Yes.
When Cain's transport ship was ripped from the warp by an orc ambush, and he had to take refuge on a bloody salvation pod, aka a escape pod, after almost suffocating to death when the environment lost air, or what's known as atmosphere,
Oof.
only surviving by the skin of his teeth with Jurgen, and then spending, I believe it was 3 months.
3 months.
3 months in an escape pod with a very smelly guardsman. A very smelly ice worlder who isn't comfortable unless the temperature is set to the point where their breath is smoking.
So is he just like always sweating? Is that what the joke's supposed to be?
Oh no, Jurgen's just smelly. Jurgen is a smelly bastard, but he's the smelly bastard you want around.
So he's a good smelly bastard. Yeah.
Yes.
Thus, afterwards, after 3 months in an attempted strafing run, an attempted murder by an orc fighter bomber pilot, he crash-landed their escape pod behind enemy lines. From there, Commissar Cain found a small little town that was later renamed to Cainstead.
Oh god, they named the town after him.
Cain rallied up with a group of, I believe it was 10 men from the PDF, broke into an orc camp, and freed the PDF slaves and a Mechanicus members. And then these events became what was an event known as the March of the Liberator.
Liberator?
The March of the Liberator. Because behind enemy lines, he personally managed to rally to him not one, not two, but basically 4 or 5 shattered regiments, along with shitloads of people who were trained to PDF standards. And fought his way through a continent while coming across and I shit you not, a hydro plant, destroying putting a hole in the plant, a big ass dam.
Yeah.
Drowning an entire orc army. And here's another one of those points. Commissar Cain then took a sidestep down the passageways that were revealed by the dam's destruction. After a few minutes of warfare, we saw the orc army start to break. The losses on our side were great, but we noticed the orcs were now running in terror. Out marched the bladed commissar, holding the head of a massive orc, which later we found out to be the war boss. The commissar had killed it in single combat.
So when's the part where you tell me none of this actually happened so heroically and it was all fucking accidental?
Cain tried to take a side passage to flank the enemy so he wouldn't have to deal with the main firing path, and ran into the orc war boss and his bodyguards doing the same. And through pure luck and 3 months of combat training, thank you, Jurgen, for giving me a reason not to be anywhere near you in the escape pod.
Oh, my paint's empty. No, I ran out.
Cain basically managed to fight his way through the passage and took the orc head simply as I'm gonna throw this at somebody since my pistol's out of ammo. He stepped out of the corridor, and only then did the orcs go, he killed the boss. Run for it, lads! Also, shameless plug for the art for these events. Dramatized, of course. Shameless plug to our Discord, by the way.
Discord.
Shameless
Discord.
plug.
All the shameless plugs.
All the shameless plugs. When Cain finally managed to relink up with Gert with the regiments, they had believed Cain to be dead.
I mean, do you blame him?
No, I don't blame them. When you get sucked out into the atmosphere outside of your transport ship, they just believe you're dead.
He got sucked out into space.
Stuff
The
about
area in the area in his space was hit by a direct orc attack or shot, or I believe it was a torpedo, which opened the space into atmosphere, into void.
Oof.
So what
You know
happened? Did you explain how he got sucked out? What happened to the transports?
Hmm?
Did you explain what happened to the transports?
Oh, the orcs managed to rip them out of warp using a shitload of weird boys.
They
Yeah.
use these orc psychers to pull them out the warp.
Yes.
Yes.
And then they attacked him.
Damn.
And Cain survived this. Can you guess what Cain's first question was when he rallied up with his guardsmen?
No idea.
You wouldn't have any of you wouldn't happen to have any Tana, would you?
Oh, he wanted his tea.
Tana tea is a tea he grew from planets on Valhalla, the ice world. And Cain has an addiction to it. Afterwards, Cain was then transported to a world known as Slockenberg. Can you guess what happened there?
Nothing good.
I'll give you a hint. This is not one of those events. We broke into the fortress where he believed the Chaos worshippers were hiding. Me and Steve were completely enamored by this beautiful woman. She was so hideous yet attracting at the same time. Only a few seconds later, did we notice that the commissar took a single step forward and shot her right through the heart. Possessing his soul was his and his alone.
Shot a woman straight through the heart.
A chaos sorceress,
Oh, nice.
devoted to a certain god who rhymes with grape.
Yeah, I'll say. I think I have an idea which one. I'm sure
What
the audience does
actually
too.
What actually happened was Cain was just breaking up what he believed at the time was a bunch of, and I quote you not, he was accompanying scouts who weren't even supposed to engage the enemy. They were supposed to just find the enemy position and hit it with artillery. Cain, while almost losing his mind, did the last thing he possibly thought he could do. He held on for dear life and he accidentally squeezed the shot off his pistol and killed her.
By pure fucking accident.
By pure luck, as Cain says. Cain has a quick draw like no other, because he sees his lasca, his chainsword, as extension of his own body, but even he says that was a lucky shot. From there, after all these events, they decided to assign Cain to Commissariat Command, or Brigade Headquarters, as it was called. At first, it was just a desk job. Cain finally got what he wanted. Safety. The problem is, he now had a reputation. And the implications of that reputation meant problems for poor Cain.
Do a good job, get more work.
Including, and I shit you not, a trip to a world known as Interitus Prime. Kyle, do you know what Interitus Prime is?
I'm gonna assume it's a hive world.
No, it was a dead world when Cain stepped aboard on it, and they were trying to figure out why it was a dead world.
They sent it to a dead world to see why it was a dead world.
Well, the Force they'd sent there just stopped talking.
Oh, that's a problem.
Can you guess what he ran into?
I don't think I want to know.
You should know, robot boy. You should know.
You tell me it's Necrons?
Territus Prime was a Necron tomb world
Oh, okay then.
that woke up.
Ah. We stopped hitting the snooze button.
Fear.
Yes, and right as Cain got there, the regiment, the group he was sent with, was all but wiped out. And Cain himself actually sustained his first major injury here. He lost his pinky and ring finger, and that entire portion of his hand going down to a Necron gas flyer.
Ooh, it deatomized it.
Yes, and he was saved by a teleporter flare. Well, saved doesn't say whether he was teleported or he was evac'd by a group of space marines. I believe they were known as the Knights. Knights of Redemption, Alan? Hit my notes here cut off here. I don't know why. But anyway,
Somebody.
Cain, they gave Cain, you know how biotics have levels of shenanigans?
Yeah.
Of skill and crafting? Cain got Astartes handcrafted shit as his augmented fingers.
Oh, nice.
So
He
yeah,
was able to use it.
Oh yeah, it was very useful. In fact, he almost jokingly says I could actually feel with them. I'm not going to tell you what he was feeling with them, but he was feeling things with them.
Alrighty.
Just Cain was a ladies' man. It was here he was sent to a mission as the guard liaison with the Reclaimers. That's what it was, the Reclaimers.
That was a chapter.
Yes. Funny enough, guess who they are descendants of?
You talk about the other chapter?
The Reclaimers.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Ultramarines.
The Lion.
Oh, Dark Angels.
And they're actually somewhat decent.
Oh, they're not traitors?
Yeah, no, they're loyalists.
Okay.
To the point where Cain actually was dueling with a Tech Marine sergeant and actually damaged his armor.
Oh, so these Marines sucked.
No, Cain was just that good with a chainsword. To the point where the sergeant never buffed the damage out of his equipment. As a reminder to never underestimate your opponent. It was there he went to a world simply known as Viridia, where he was betrothed to the governor's daughter.
Oh, God.
After a stint in being lost in a space hulk for 2 weeks and believed dead, he got out of said engagement and gave the administratum another headache.
Yeah, you'll change papers again.
Yeah, because it was literally well, to be fair, he didn't know he was engaged. She took it as that.
Oh, she
Crazy.
took it as that.
Crazy woman. Crazy woman. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, and also she didn't really like them. She just thinks like, "Ooh, hero, I can use that."
Oh, she wanted him for status.
I mean, to be fair, they were doing the deed.
Yeah, very frequently.
Because Cain did save her from gene stealers.
And apparently, saving from someone from gene stealers makes someone moister than an oyster.
Very moister than an oyster.
Please don't utter those fucking words again. Thank you.
I'm sorry. It's not our fault you can't get moist.
That's just a line of words that do not need to be in a line.
Making neck routes uncomfortable since M32.
No. Hey, Bob. Mention Scrat.
Scrat?
Mention Scrat. Break Kyle even more.
No. But after these campaigns, he survived basically by skin, luck, teeth, and a lot of gutsy, insane maneuvering. He refiled for full regimental status.
Back to
basically from his desk job back to the field.
Yeah, because
Why?
He got sick of it.
Because it was considered less dangerous. Can you know how the Administratum paid him back for this event?
Oh, what do you have to go fight?
Oh, nothing at all. They stuck him with a conglomerate regiment. The Valhallan 301st and 9/9 or 296th. One was an all-male regiment. The other was an all-female regiment.
And they
they
met
hated each other.
together.
The male regiment was a frontline planetary shock regiment. The other was a rear echelon garrison regiment. And they both just barely survived a Tyranid invasion.
Oh, and
Where the
the
regiments were...
You forgot one thing.
were-
They actually loathed each other too.
I'm getting there. They had a deep and bitter resentment of each other because of all the soldiers, no one above the rank of captain survived.
Wait, nothing but above captain?
No one above the rank of captain. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
no one above the rank. So like they're
Okay.
all like the youngins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else was just slaughtered.
Oof.
And to make it worse, from the point of the view of the 906, the 296th, which was the assault regiment, the captain of the 301st, the garrison regiment, was their senior officer's senior by 2 weeks. Thus, she was given the rank of colonel, and their commanding officer was given the rank of major.
Ooh, by just 2 weeks.
Yes. And Cain stepped off the boat and saw these people legitimately happy to see a commissar.
You know
Imagine that,
that's
Kyle.
rough when they're happy to see you.
Oh, yeah, that's never a good sign. Cain quickly found out that both sides were basically near ready to kill each other.
Near.
Near. And it came to a boil that evening.
Oh
As
boy.
Cain just got done having drinks and playing a game of regicide with the captain of the ship known as the Righteous Wrath. He found a group of Pravos, which are basically ship security, running down the hallways, right?
The ship security is running down the hallway when it's your regiment on board. Not
Yeah,
a
and
good
they're-
sign.
No. Mind you, there's also a few other regiments on board the Righteous Wrath. But when they're running towards your stock halls, you know something's wrong. Cain asks them what's going on, and they're saying there's a full-on riot in a mess hall. It's turned into a massive brawl that's almost developing into a riot. Very instantly enters the room, right? This mess hall. A plate flies across the room and beams a Pravos in the head. Just cold cocks him. And in the middle, everybody's beating the shit out of each other. Right?
His own regiment.
Yes. The two halves of his regiment are trying to kill each other. And this is another one of those instances. As the Pravos marched in, and imagine you're just a group of Pravos trying to restore order in that, you march in, and the second everybody who's just saying fuck each other realizes, oh, the man is here. Fuck the man. And they start beating the shit and trying to kill you. One Pravos has his throat slit.
Yes.
Well, that's a little above just brawl. That's
it goes
homicide.
into full riot mode.
Yeah, no, this isn't a brawl. This is straight up riot going on right now.
This goes full riot mode, and they start trying to beat anybody who looks like an authority figure. As you're just curled up trying to protect your inner organs, like, please, I don't want this to be my end. Maybe if I just accept the ass whipping, it will end sooner. Your sergeant goes, Commissar, help! And everybody in the room. Oh no, you're on the ground. You look over, you see Commissar Cain, who is just appearing to step back into the room. And you want to know what the first words of his mouth are?
When he sees them all rioting?
Yeah, he sees them all rioting, killing each other. And the first words out of his mouth are, what do you think?
Well, I definitely ain't going to be like, stop, if they're already taking out commanders.
Are you ready? As you're laying on the ground, your ass thoroughly kicked, one of your buddies is slit throat, and you hear the commissar go, you, points to 3. You. Go get buckets or go get, what was
Mops
it?
and buckets.
Brooms and mops. Or go grab brooms. You. Buckets and mops. Get enough to go around. This mess hall is a disgrace, and no one is leaving until it is made presentable again. And it fucking worked.
Yeah, pretty much shocked him.
Shocked him to clean the mess hall? I got him, huh?
And as you and your buddies are being carried out by fellow Pravos, who are now just showed up to what was once a riot, now turned into a cleaning detail, and one of your buddies goes, he just stared them all down. Stared down the whole fucking lot of them. Now, you want to know what actually happened from Cain's point of view?
Oh God, what? What's that?
After the man got concussed by a flying plate, he ducked down and went to try to step out of the room.
Tried to
It was,
leave.
and it was then one of the goddamn provosts surfaced just long enough to go, "Commissar!" And everyone locked eyes with Cain. You know what? Like that, you're in your kitchen in the middle of the night, and somebody goes, "Kyle!" And you just stop whatever's in your mouth and just look like a feral animal at him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that was everybody's look at Cain. And the exact words going through this poor commissar's head was, "If you step towards that door, you're a dead man. If you try to order them, you're a dead man. So, do what they don't expect," and just starts telling them to go clean some shit. And it fucking worked.
Even he didn't expect it to work.
No, he fully expected them to start trying to rush him, and he was going to have to take off running. But after this events, Cain was fed up with the regiment and its officers who had basically just tried to go, it was the other side's fault. Nyeh. So he sat them down and goes, "Okay, we're forming a new regiment. Its name is going to be the 597th. And as they started protesting, he got interrupted twice by one of the lieutenants, who later became a lady general. He took his pistol out of its sheath and just dropped it on the desk and went, "Don't interrupt me again, Lieutenant."
Yeah, that's a threat a commissar can make, no problem.
Yeah. The whole time he goes, "We're going to reintegrate the regiments. I want equal parts male and female in every squad, every platoon, every regiment, every part of this regiment. And I want them drilling together." He instituted a massive amount of reforms to basically bring the regiment back into field standard, including what's a very special tradition to the regiment now. The most disciplined platoon gets an extra hour of break time, of rack time, right?
No. Here, what it is
And
there's
the
two.
first-
There's two.
The
There's two.
platoon gets an extra hour of rack time.
No,
The
the
most
platoon-
disciplined squad. Shut up and let me finish. The most disciplined squad in that platoon gets an extra beer ration. This
wrong.
ration.
I love the pause.
Listen
I
here,
didn't-
you no-legged motherfucker.
You are wrong.
It's most disciplined platoon gets an extra hour of rack time. Most disciplined squad in that platoon gets an extra ale ration.
No, you're right about that one. It's not an extra hour of rack time. They actually get a bonus.
No, it's an extra hour of rack time.
No, it's not an extra hour of rack time.
I am literally looking at the wiki right now. Shut
It's
your
not
whore mouth.
the wiki is wrong.
Actually,
The wiki is wrong.
Don't fucking misquote me, motherfucker.
You've been misquoted.
Kyle, please send it to commercial break. I gotta go beat a crippled tech priest.
Bring it.
we are
But
having technical difficulties, everybody.
about to be a real technical difficulty.
Enjoy this shout out while we repair things.
No. All right, come on.
Come here, motherfucker.
I'm gonna fucking do it. Fucking asshole.
Please.
You in the-
No.
With what legs?
I'm gonna fucking grab a leg and gonna beat you with it.
You couldn't even grab your own legs.
No, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass this time. Come on.
Bro, what is
Oh look,
that
the
bullshit?
cripple. As it waddles towards me.
And we're back. Thank everybody for waiting. We are now back to the regular original programming.
As I was saying,
After you were wrong.
anyway, The regiment then was deployed to a little backworld known as Gravelax. And it was in dispute between two different groups, the Imperium and the Tau. Who, after Cain managed to regroup with an old friend from the 12th Field Artillery, I'm not going to spoil the whole book, because this is actually starting into the degrees of For the Emperor. Wonderful book, by the way. Read
Only
it.
one I have actually read.
Amazing.
I have
love all
read
the
that
game
one.
books.
And
All the
stopping,
game books.
he met his, eventually to be the only woman who ever actually he loved. Hey, Frost, how you doing?
Howdy, Frost.
Hey, Frost! Heretical bastards.
Just speaking of Caiaphas Cain, what you all voted on last week. Cain stopped a Tyranid uprising, a Tyranid plot to draw both the Imperium and Tau empires into a conflict over this world. Cain even saved the governor from an assassination attempt, and he was given accommodation for this. The Gravelax Medal of... what was it? Gravelaxian Medal of... wasn't Medal of Honor, it was Medal of Meritorious Service. Second
That one,
class.
yes.
Second class. Cain would
Yep.
often joke if he had just let the populace kill the fat bastard, they probably would have given him the first class commendation. It was here that Cain, while in the process of solving this problem, met a lovely woman by the name of Amberly Vale, who at the time he just believed was how should I say this? A party singer.
She was an entertainer.
Yeah, basically singing at parties.
He used to say that she had the most beautiful voice, and he could listen to her for hours.
That smoky hair and those sapphire
Emerald
blue
eyes.
eyes. Those
Those
sapphire
emerald.
eyes. Nope, sapphire, because her eyes
Okay.
are dark blue or bright blue. This I remember well, and you can't
We're gonna
even
go
doubt me
at
on
it
it.
again.
Okay, I didn't fully remember. So that's why I was thinking emerald.
Not blue eyes, because Cain mentions a lot of times like it's staring into an ocean,
Like he was staring at the ocean.
and it puts him at ease. Who turned out to be an inquisitor of the Ordos Xenos.
I heard Cain is awesome, but I only know a little about him.
There's
Same here.
a lot
I've only read
of
one of the books.
of shenanigans. You should read them all. If you charge that iPod, I have literally all the audiobooks already downloaded on it.
Yeah, but that requires electricity.
Just if you want to hear shenanigans, just give her a plug in.
It's amazing shenanigans, Kyle. Amazing shenanigans.
Alan was doing the same shit, and then he read the first one, and then the second, and then the third, and the fourth, and the fifth,
I listened to 2 of them in one day.
and then the sixth came out. He goes, "Hey Bob, when are you going to buy that one?" I go, "Just hit restore purchases on the iPod, Alan. I already bought it." Oh, cool, thanks, Bob. He finished it before me.
Yes. I didn't turn it off.
But then came a other situation. After what happened on Gravelax, meeting the lovely Amberly Vale, having his aid be revealed, you know how I told you Jurgen is a smelly bastard, right?
Yep.
That's not all just Jurgen. Jurgen is a blank.
Oh.
A rare psychic power that basically makes him invisible to demons. It also disrupts the hive mind, which allowed Cain to, and I shit you not, he dueled a fucking broodlord. Kyle, you remember that thing that killed those space marines in Angels of Death?
Yes.
That big ass Tyranid?
Yep.
Yeah, Cain went sword to claw with that fucking thing. And won.
And I'm going to assume it's because of Jurgen was there.
Yeah, because it fucked with its head, but he basically gutted the bastard. Jurgen finished it off with a melter shot, which you'll find out in these books is a very, very occasional thing. Oh, Cain critically wounds something. Up walks a Jurgen with a melter gun. Oh, this looks like a job for me.
To finish it off.
Or just kill it outright.
Yeah, Jurgen never goes anywhere without a goddamn Melta. Not anymore.
Very, very rarely does he. And when he does and combat happens, you can hear him cussing about it. Then Cain was sent to the world of Simila Orikake. Chat, I will let you guess how that's pronounced. Because I had trouble with this one. Boop, boop. Enjoy.
Orichalca.
Whatever. A Prometheum refinery set up on an ice ball, defending it against orcs. And then they found out why it was set up. A Prometheum refining plant was set up in a backwater away from major trade routes. Can you guess why, Kyle?
Was it legal?
I'll give you a hint. It was set up by the Mechanicus for some reason.
Ah. Hiding it from the Empire?
We didn't do anything.
Nope. But they did do something stupid. What does the Mechanicus have a problem with doing, Kyle?
Hiding shit?
Yes, but what
Like
else?
the ship themselves?
Yes, but involving what?
Technology?
Yes, what kind of technology?
The stuff that was like
You're holding one. You're holding something.
Oh god, not Necron technology.
So Cain's going through these ice caves, and they stumble across a dormant Tyranid or a dormant Necron tomb.
And they're fucking with it.
Yes,
Of course they are.
to the point where Cain gets up topside and goes, "Listen, we need to blow this fucking thing up." You know what the tech priests do?
What's that?
Aaron, you know what the tech priests do. What do the tech priests do?
Fisher complained that we couldn't do it.
And then they went down and started screwing with it before Cain could blow it up.
Yeah, they woke it completely up before Kane could do that.
Yeah, guess what happened?
Wonderful.
And guess what happened next?
They started fighting. They're like, kill all humans.
And they killed all the Mechanicus.
Yeah, Necron's. Yep, destroyer virus. That's fun.
And Cain took a group of stormtroopers down there. Right?
Yeah.
These are hardened guardsmen that are so tough that they basically don't flinch at anything. They ran into, I believe it was it Praetorians or was it... Which one of the Necron units, Kyle, has a terror field?
I'm going to go with the Praetorians because I don't actually know much about them, and I know a lot about all the other ones, so I'm going to go with that one.
And they massacred the squad. Mind you, Cain is panicking himself, but he's calmed by a smelly aroma. And step beside him goes, "It's okay, sir. We got this." And they managed to get topside. You want to know how they dealt with the Necrons, Kyle?
Melt the gun.
No, it's a Prometheum refinery.
Oh, that's right. Just blow it on up.
Fill the chambers with Prometheum, and anybody got a light?
Go boom.
Go boom. Thus led to the destruction, mind you, as Cain's leading this heroic suicide charge, he then also managed to destroy an orc gargant.
Of course the orcs show up too. Why the fuck not?
They were there originally. They were the original problem.
Oh.
It was the Necrons that butted in. But after this, he basically, after the shenanigans of Simila Arakake, whatever the fuck
Orkaka.
that is.
Orkaka.
Thank you. Is defending against reawakening Necrons and evacuating the planet afterwards, and just immediately hitting the "Call the Inquisition" button.
Pulling a Jenkins.
Yes, like a what's the joke? Eevee, ring the bell every time your Pokemon trainer threatens you with a water stone. Ding, 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 ding. That. But that was hid with the Inquisition button. Thus, they were then sent to another world. A world that was what was known as in geosynchronized orbit with its sun. Paramunda was the world's name. To quell a chaos uprising.
That's fun.
And funny enough,
Yeah.
I know what the wiki says, and it's wrong. Because if you look at the wiki, it says, and I made a note of this to mock the people who wrote the wiki, that you're sent to Paramunda after a civil uprising. It was discovered that gene stealers were behind the uprising. This is not true. These were chaos worshippers involving this one. In fact, two rival groups. Can you guess which two, Kyle?
Slanesh and Corn.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Right on the head.
I got it. I know those two do
And-
not like each other.
And it was here a grudge started forming between two regiments. The Talorn... Where was it? I cannot remember the name of the Talorn regiment. But it wasn't important. And their commissars. You want to know why there was a problem going on between these two regiments?
Were they beefing over like certain territory or something?
Yes and no. Talorns are incredibly religious.
Uh-oh.
Valhallans are not.
That'll do it.
And it didn't
Like
help.
with these sinners.
It didn't help that their commissar, one Thomas Beige, was an old school friend of Cain's. And by friend, I mean somebody Cain would torment
Oh, nice.
because he was a little the quote emperor botherer.
Emperor botherer. Right into your fucking emperor all the damn time. Give him a fucking break.
It was during this that Cain added to his personal repertoire of glory as he was sitting in on a command meeting with the planetary general, the Lord General Zyvan, and the planetary governor, and the head Arbite of the world. When a bunch of Slaaneshi worshippers kicked in the door, by kicking door I mean fly hovercraft through the front window.
Oh, right, just right into the building.
Yes.
Yep.
And one of them was armed with a bolter. All of them were incredibly high.
You're understating it. Higher than fucking the stratosphere. Like all the drugs. All the
Hey.
drugs.
Cain basically killed them all and saved the generals. It was only then that he realized there's a bomb.
There's a bomb. Of
Shit.
course there's a bomb.
And you know what Cain's first thoughts were? If I started running now, could I get out of the building before it exploded? No. I'd probably make the lobby and just be crushed. So he contacted the tech priest. And I shit you not, he starts going, you're gonna have to, I need you to explain to me how to defuse it. The tech priest's exact words were, and I repeat, I'm not exaggerating. The secrets of the machine god cannot be easily disclosed to one not of the priesthood. You want to know how the commissar responded to that?
With violence.
Oh yeah, the threat of violence, the best kind of violence, with a threat of that is exactly what you're gonna do, because if I can't defuse the fucking bomb, I'm gonna spend the last moments of my life organizing a firing squad. And he complied with the quote of, explain me to the bomb. And when the bomb was explained, he goes, it is simple. Cut the red wire. There's only one problem.
No
all
red
purple.
wire.
The quote, the commissar, they're all purple!
They're all purple.
Can I say the next part? Can I say the next part?
Sure.
Then I suggest you start praying, Commissar.
Now it's time you should trust in your judgment. I don't have any! That's your cowboy's field, not mine!
I thought it was you. Oh no, that's the next part. I suggest you start praying.
Emperor be with you. Commissarius, grace be with you, Commissar. Cain just turns away, just rips a wire out.
Yeah, just grabs
He
one
opens
of
his
the
eyes.
poles.
Yep, and he goes, I'm not dead. And everybody else starts going, Cain, where the hell were you? The generals are going, you were right behind us. What happened? You want to know how Commissar Cain feeds into his bullshit reputation?
By stopping a bomb.
With this event, he simply walks over to the refreshment bar that was left untouched, starts pouring himself a cup of Tana tea, and goes, I came back for the Tana. And audibly drinks it.
He made thirsty. He likes his tea.
He was then recommended for a commendation by 2 generals. After that, he was sent to the dark side of the planet. Did I mention that Chaos Worshippers are fucking with the warp currents this entire time?
No.
I did not. They're fucking with the warp currents.
Sounds fun.
And it was at this point the Chaos marauding fleet that they first came here for shows up in orbit and deploys its forward forces, Kyle.
Oh, okay, so Chaos
blood-
fleet shows up.
Yep, of blood pack traders.
Oh,
You know,
that's fun.
corn worshipping blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
Yep. I almost bought that kill team. I almost did, but they're all sold out. So I got the
Yeah.
rogue traders instead.
But during this time, in the battle for the ice fields, which apparently the Blood Pack did not bring winter clothes, they did not learn from World War II, Germany. Pack some winter fucking clothes. Cain just got done dealing with one group of assholes. Right?
Yeah.
And he hears over the radio, it's unstoppable! And then the line cuts.
Oh, that's good. I like to hear
And
that.
Cain goes, I'm going back to the command center to figure out what the fuck is going on. Poor Cain turns around the corner and sees an entire platoon running, so he has to fall in with them to preserve his reputation. Can you guess what this platoon starts doing, Kyle?
Praying,
Chanting his name like a battle cry.
using him as a battle cry. Okay.
So picture this. You know, you're a Valhalla squad that just got your asses absolutely fucking kicked by an 8 foot tall, genetically engineered, crazy belligerent, screaming things about the blood god and what he's going to do to your skull. A world eater. And then you see your buddies running up with the commissar. The commissar doesn't look concerned at all. And you hear their lieutenant go, 5 shots rapid fire, big ugly. And they shoot at it.
Big ugly.
5 shots rapid fire, big ugly guy. And they dump a mag into it. And the whole time, all you hear that first turns you on that somebody's coming is this. Cain! 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 As the Valhallan buddies who just showed up are screaming the commissar's last name.
Pretty epic.
Yes, and the giant belligerent then jumps over them and charges Commissar Cain. You panic for a moment, thinking that he's going to kill your commissar with a single blow. Bringing his chain axe straight down, and Cain fucking parries it.
Cain says no.
He parries the blow. I'll say it again. He parried a Chaos Space Marine.
A basic human parried a 9-foot-tall demigod.
And he starts dueling with it. To the fact
And
that,
continues.
yes, Cain is multiple times parrying, blocking, getting a slash in or two. And he starts insulting it. It goes, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. And Cain retorts with, I thought the servants of Korn were warriors, not a bunch of pansies.
That, yeah, that definitely sounds like a bold-faced lie right there.
And he then deflects his own axe wound. Its axe into its own leg, and Cain goes for the chest chop. Then Cain just, as you're sitting there in the snow holding your guts, you see the commissar gracefully just take a step back. And you go, why the hell did he do that? And then you see the Chaos Space Marine get blown in half by the melta gun of his aide.
Oh, melt the gun. Melt the gun for the wind.
Now, do you want me to tell you how Cain saw it happen?
Not the same way.
Cain got roped into going with these nut jobs, and to quote the commissar, Emperor, strike me down if I'm exaggerating. They started chanting my name like a battle cry. And when we came across the luckless squad's attacker, it was a fucking Chaos Space Marine, and I felt my bowels drop. Luckily, the lieutenant didn't have the same reaction and just ordered his men to start shooting at it. And of course, the heretic Astartes jumps over them and tries to kill me. Bring this axe blade straight down. Any other attack would have seen me killed. But that roaring blade above my head triggered my duelist reflexes, and I began a deadly fight for my life. So,
Pretty much, I'm fighting for my fucking life here.
I'm fighting for my fucking life.
So good old reaction times will save his ass.
Yes, pure instinct. And then came the events of what happened later with trying to prevent them from orbiting a warp portal on the planet. Cain was accused of being a coward by Thomas Beige. I mean, he wasn't wrong, but he had no proof, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
But doing so, Thomas Beige insulted Colonel Castine and the entire regiment. And this is one of those few times that you listen to the Cain books, and I believe me. If you're listening to me now, I see you 11 people. Buy them. I think the hard copies now are like $5 American. I'm not sure what they are elsewhere, but I know they're stupid cheap in America. The audiobook is like $25, $30, I think. But it's fucking worth it. Believe me, you.
I bought the first one on audiobook, and I really enjoy it.
Cain then turns to the Commissar Beige, who, and I repeat, he has tortured this little bastard since his days in the Scola, and goes, I understand the situation is stressful, and your tiny little mind has been overworked. When we're done here, I expect an apology. Failing that, I expect you to nominate a second. He had challenged him to a duel.
Yep.
Did I mention Cain in his memoirs depicts him as an absolute coward?
Yeah.
Cain is his own worst judge. The Inquisitor, Cain is his own worst critic. Cain will...
Spawn, thank you for the follow.
Hey-oh!
Hello.
There you go.
Spawn Maximu! Maximu following. But as I was saying, then during events, they ran into another Chaos Space Marine aboard this barge.
They just can't win, by the way. They just can't win.
Yeah, no. They run into another Chaos Space Marine, a World Eater, in tight quarters. His armor already partially damaged. And I'm not going to exaggerate this with 2 points of view this time. After it bludgeons a few of the squad, the Talons and Valhallans, through the rent in its armor, Cain just slams his chainsword right into its guts and just revs up the power. And he kills it. So if you're following at home, that is 2 Chaos Space Marines, a Hive Tyrant, a Brood Lord, a Necron, and an Orc War Boss as things that a Commissar has
Killed with a chainsword.
no business fighting, but he gets killed. Yellow with a chainsword. And they failed to stop the ritual partially. In summoned is a greater demon of Slaanesh, a keeper of secrets, if you will, that knows Cain's personally. In fact, in the past life, it was the very same sorceress that tried the temp pistol on Slockenberg.
Oh, be back. And bigger and better than ever.
Yeah, bigger, better, stronger. Bigger, better, stronger. Bigger parts, bigger, stronger. If you catch my drift. And next, I'm going to read you, Kyle, a quote from the Talons that went with Commissar Cain in beige. And this is a doozy. Are you ready?
Yep.
And I'm just going to quote from the book. And then the prophet spoke. Frack this, for my faith is a shield against your blandishments.
The prophet spoke.
Alan Mahat was the writer of this book. Can you guess what the book is called?
Caiaphas
The,
Cain.
the Book of Cain. The Book of Cain.
The Book of Cain. Oh, God.
Yes, there is somewhere on Talard a fringe sect that worships Cain as of one of two things: a living saint or a fragment of the Emperor's will. Now, do you want to know what actually happened?
We're going to assume it wasn't that.
Well, yeah, no, he said frack this and started shooting at a slottishy greater demon. But the real ace...
Yeah, the fuck this and then shooting I can understand, not the whole, like, spiel about faith and shielding. Wait to see
Cain...
that was them who came up with that one.
Yeah. As he's shooting at it, though, it's outside of the field of Jurgen's psychic powers. Mind you, seconds earlier, this greater demon had already crushed a word bearer, a world eater, and then bitten the head off another.
Yeah, because I'm going to guess the greater demon of Slaanesh doesn't like world eaters.
Yeah, and as it's walking closer to Jurgen and Cain, it gets within Jurgen's particular psychic nulliments.
Okay, because he's the blank.
Yes, and while a demon is fully strengthened in the warp, it's basically invulnerable. Greater demons. It's when it's getting close to being removed from that source of power can it be
I was
injured.
about to say, because right now it's a material girl living in a material world.
Oh dear, fuck you. And that earned this. Yep, this earned that.
Space Marine scream.
Oh, that's
That was like set up, man. I don't know what you expect me else to come up with that.
I'm proud and disappointed at the same time. This whole time, the other Commissar and the Talons are just staring straight at what this appears to be this greater demon and pissing themselves in terror. Mind you, they came here and accused the Cain of cowardice. Right?
Yeah, they're all cowards.
Yep.
As Cain is just blasting away at it with a blast pistol. And then it steps into the closeness of Jurgen.
Which is not good for it.
And she goes, and it goes, what? And it gets shot in the chest by Cain and actually can not recover from the injury. Mind you, it's a last pistol. It's not doing dick against a greater demon. You know what is doing dick against a greater demon?
Melt
Melt
again.
About to get. Jurgen starts letting into it. it tries to give good old Commissar Beige the good suck with its extremely long whip-like tongue.
Not just a good suck, the best suck.
The final suck.
And we lost 3 people watching just from that.
Goodbye. Thanks for stopping by.
And with the 13, we said the sucks, and it left. Oh, as I was saying, Cain then uses his chain sword on it, as in he's fighting a greater demon, a 12-foot tall. You know what? Send this plug to the Discord. I will put a picture of a Keeper of Sequence. Warning: this will not be child friendly.
Yeah, the Discord is 18 plus, by the way. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, bye bye.
Have a beautiful time.
Bye. Have a good night. It was basically this ugly thing. Boop. And into the Discord.
Yes, very ugly. Also a cow, apparently.
I don't want to know what's under the cloth.
No, but you know what's under the cloth? Yes.
That's the whole point of the game.
Jesus Christ, how many people we lose from that? No one.
I'm surprised.
I'm
Give it time.
shocked.
Give it time.
Give it time.
But yeah. Cain then used his chainsword on it, hacked at it, Jurgen, and it threw Cain across the room. And concussed Jurgen. Mind you, as I repeat, the Talons are just sitting there pissing themselves. It's only after they wound it do they start reacting. And Cain then lets rip into it with a melt-a-gun. He blows half its head away. And then it says some of the most chilling shit if it's ever directed towards you. Not again. Even if I lose this world, I will have your soul. And it starts charging him.
Okay, so definitely wants Cain.
Oh yeah, she's pissed that he's now denied her twice. And it was then that Jurgen, who's half concussed, mind you, starts getting up, trying to untangle himself, goes, "I'm coming, Commissar!" And he runs into it. What do you think the normal reaction to running into a greater demon is, Kyle?
Death.
Your skin's on fire, right?
Yeah, but he's a black.
You want to... Yeah, the demon screeched out in pain as if it just got jabbed by a red-hot poker. And which allowed Cain to get the melt-a-gun up again. And he squeezed the trigger. You know what the problem
because
was?
the demons, they need the warp to be in the materium, don't they? Like they got like a connection.
Yes.
And if a blink
They
comes
have-
there and stops that, oh boy, that's your lifeline.
Oh yeah, it's even worse with pariahs, which we will discuss if we ever get into a pariah subject.
What's a pariah?
Let's just put it this way: there are degrees of null.
You remember?
Psychic null.
Okay, so you know those assassins that literally turn like anti-psyker into a weapon?
Yeah.
That's a pariah.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
pariahs. Let's put it this way: regular demons, if they get close to a blink, they're not allowed near it. If a greater demon gets close to a blink, it just goes, "What the fuck are you?" With a pariahs involved, let's just put it this way: see, on two sides of a bridge, there's demons and the pariah, and the demons are halfway across the bridge. The pariah takes a step forward. Every demon on that bridge will stop and be forced to take a step back. They're not just
So
blink.
pariah is like the next level of blank.
Yeah, let's put it this way: a blank is simply a person who technically doesn't have a soul.
They're not connected to the warp.
Yeah, a
No.
pariah is somebody who absorbs warp energy, like nullifies it.
Oh, straight up just be like, mine. I got the big suck this time.
Yes. The Sisters of Silence are pariahs.
Okay.
But at that moment, the entire rest of Cain's company arrives and kills the Chaos Sorcerer. or kills the greater demon. And their immediate reply was, "You didn't radio for backup. You're okay? You doing okay?" And Cain's reaction was, "We weren't doing so well that I'm not glad for your help." And then they round up all the Chaos Worshippers. Then Cain goes to trial. Because, believe it or not, when accused of cowardice, even as a commissar, you gotta prove yourself. Guess how long the trial lasted?
Not very long.
Including introductions, titles, and all that shit, it lasted 2 hours. Which ended with them recommending charges to Thomas Page for dereliction of duty, incompetence, and conduct unbecoming of a commissar.
Uno reverse.
Yeah, let's put it this way. Each one of those sentences for a commissar carries a death penalty.
Well, oof.
And the whole time he's going, what? And Cain, being an absolute sadistic asshole about certain things to people. Remember how I told you he challenged this commissar for insulting his regiment?
Yep.
Furthermore, his Colonel Castine. His exact words were, "In a few days I'll speak to them. I'll speak with them saying you had only the most noble of intentions. That in the reverse, I would have done the exact same thing." AK gets him off the hook, says he's going to get him off the hook with the commissariat, right?
I'm going to assume that's a lie.
Oh no, he does. He then goes, "Jurgen will be acting as my second. When you have time to appoint a second, please get them to convene with Jurgen and please designate a time and a place."
Well, he's continuing on with the
threat of duel.
Yeah.
Which, picture this from poor Thomas Page's reaction. His first thing is he looked down at Cain's chainsword, remembering the last things he killed with it was a Chaos Space Marine and a Greater Demon.
Yep.
Yeah, guess what he immediately did?
Took it back.
He apologized right to her face. As in, got on his knees and went, "I am so sorry," basically.
Yep.
And thus ends the events of...
Sorry.
What the hell is it? Of Paramunda. I could keep going on through the events, but I'm going to skip over a few and simply talk about the events that ended with his career. Which also leads to things that also might happen. Technically, Cain might not even be dead anymore.
Anymore?
Because his last memoir is written at the beginning of the 13th Black Crusade.
Oh.
And the Chaos Invasion of Perlia, where Cain was an instructor at the School of Progenium there.
So
Back to his roots?
Basically, they made him a teacher.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that one. So you're thinking that he actually might be up still around kicking?
Yes, because this happens at M1
Or he could be in a cube.
M41 999. You want to know what happened exactly 2 years later? Cadia fell.
You gotta love that regeneration treatment given to you by a goddamn commissar.
We actually might be seeing more Cain novels here, which I hope. They might let...
Oh god, can you imagine poor Cain? He's like, finally, I can retire. Hey, get up, samurai. We got a city to burn.
We have an Imperium to save. Fuck! Even funnier, what do you think how poor... If you listen to any of the Gilliman novels recently, you know that man doesn't have a single friend with a sense of humor.
He's definitely gonna need a commissar.
Running into Commissar Cain, who has nothing but jokes and horrible sense of humor.
He's like, you're refreshing.
Commissar Cain goes to sit down. The lion walks up and says, "I got work for you." It's like, oh, what the fuck happened that you woke up for?
Stops and goes, "Why are you old and wrinkly?"
I fucking love that one meme where he's just looking at Gilliman, and then like he's giving
How?
the eye. He's like, and he just goes, "How?" Because Gilliman still looks like he was fucking 10,000 years ago.
Logistics.
I guess being in stasis for that long,
We
good for your skin.
now we must apply the sacred skin lotion as the codex dictates. As the codex dictates.
The codex dictates.
But what happened on Perlia was during the 13th Black Crusade, Abaddon sent one of his lieutenants to recover an artifact that was found on Perlia, and that Cain had dealt with in some of the previous books, known as the Shadow Light, an artifact capable of turning nascent psychers into full-fledged psychers.
So it just
Match-
ups the process.
Let's put it this way: you know how some people can just get the deja vu?
Yeah.
Been this place before. Higher and this deep.
A lot of those people are just nascent psychers. They'll never be able to get higher or more powerful. The Shadow Light can turn them into alpha level psychers with the light level of exposure. It is an artifact that's older than even the Necron Empire. Funny enough, guess who comes back trying to get this artifact too?
Crazy.
Raven.
A group of Necrons. But
A group of Necrons, or just
an
race?
entire army. But it never tells us.
Neelix show up.
We don't know which one. I like to believe it was
Aw.
either Neahatek or it was either one of three people: Orican, Trazyn, or Neohotep. Going, oh hell no! We're not letting you idiots fuck around with that.
To be fair, they're not entirely wrong.
I mean, since they're weak against psychic powers, an artifact that can make a shitload of psychers would be very dangerous.
Don't let the monkeys have the gun.
I mean, to be fair, if you all look over and you see a goddamn gorilla with a gun, I'd be terrified too.
You misquoted that joke, Alan. The joke is, why do they call humans Mankai, but they also fear the Space Marines? Would you be concerned? Everybody looks at a chimp and goes, oh, it's adorable. But would you be concerned if a 9-foot-tall gorilla kicked in your fucking door and was waving a shotgun around?
Everyone would be.
But what happened here was how could I say this? Where was it? I gotta find the fucking name of this asshole. The fuck was it? God damn it, it was something stupid. Because it immediately gets proven wrong. You know those kind of names. The Imperishable, the Undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was it? God damn it, where is it in my notes?
It was like back in the day when I had my pink airsoft gun called the Femme Fatale.
What the hell was it?
It was not fun getting shot by that. Not one bit at all. Lots of pain.
Baron the Undefeatable.
Oh, I'm gonna guess he was very defeatable.
Oh, yeah. He also had a very weird warp talent. He was a little mutant, if you catch my drift.
Okay.
Anybody he spoke to would fall under his control.
Oh, so he would cheat.
He even managed to corrupt an entire convent of sisters.
No, can't be
Yeah.
done. Blah, 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 blah.
Not very fucking loud talking there, are you, Kyle? You're sitting there like, what the fuck? And he'd done this to multiple people. He had actually basically caused the world to fall. Cain decided to make his final stand in that same place where he'd done all those years ago. at the hydroelectric plant in the Valley of Demons. The same
Valley of
one,
Demons. That sounds good.
the same one he had blown up to kill that orc army.
Really going back to the roots, huh?
Oh yeah, he's back on Perlia. Cain then sends out a challenge to this upstart little shit. Because he'd also done the same effect to one of his commissariat cadets. Which we find out is a warp ability.
Why'd you do black?
You want to know how we found this out, Kyle?
He got turned into the warp star.
No, one of his commissar cadets, which he'd left behind, had no choice but to leave behind the die, was brought back and corrupted. When he ran back into Jurgen, he managed to regain his faculties.
Oh, because of the blank thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cadet had to shoot himself because he refused to be made a servant of the false of the ruinous powers. So Cain calls this little shit out, and they duel. Baron then comes the lance right at Cain's feet, thinking that Cain has offered his surrender. Remember how I told you anybody Varen spoke to, it falls completely under his sway?
Yeah, but that won't work if you got a blank, right?
Yeah, it won't work if you got a Jurgen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jurgen.
That's Wingman.
And he brings some pick drones and starts broadcasting this entire event to the whole world. Basically, he's going to make his thought process. I'm going to make Cain my bitch and watch the whole world break when it happens. And he goes, "I'm here to serve up your surrender." And Cain goes, "I'm sorry, what?" No, my good man. I believe there's been a miscommunication. I've summoned you here to accept your surrender.
And then the power's not working, so then the
He's
guy
like-
gets the oh shit.
He gets his exact words were, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And Cain just goes, "I am Commissar Cain, the Liberator, the hero of the Imperium, and your end." And he charges him. Mind you, he's brought two Sisters of Battle with him as backup, and he goes, "Kill him!" Guess what happens to the Sisters when they fall under the field of Jurgen? The Smetty, we're going to call it.
They listen to Cain.
No, they threw themselves off the dam.
No, they couldn't take the shame.
Couldn't take the shame.
They'd lost their marbles.
At least kill somebody first before you jump off a bridge.
That's what I
Well-
would have said.
They more or less realized all the stuff they did, and they broke their vows to the Emperor, so they're
Fucking
like,
take all your armor off me. Grab a chainsaw.
Kyle,
Repent ya.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
repent.
Baron was a Slaaneshi worshiper.
Oof.
Oh,
Armor was already off.
Dornell, the Commissar Cadet, couldn't break the hold and couldn't live with the shame of what he'd become after spending only 2 weeks as a servant. The Sisters had been under his sway for months.
Oh yeah, so they already had the armor off. Got it.
Not
all the time.
They had the armor on, it was just defaced.
Okay.
Baron wasn't a complete idiot.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say.
That's what
So
the book
nice.
says, at least.
That's not what he means. The armor was taken off multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Now he got it.
Yeah. I was trying to steer us away from it, but thank you.
Nothing happened.
And nothing happened. But yeah. Cain then jolts into a duel with this pumped up little mutant. And Cain finds out quickly there are problems. This dressed up little shitbird has immediately his velvet gloves burst open and revealed razor sharp claws
You cheating.
that could slice through carapace armor like nothing. Cain goes to sever his neck, and he hits scales that are strong enough to resist an adamantine chainsword, the adamantine blade of his chainsword. And this is what leads to one of my favorite quotes in any of the Cain books. "Well, that was unexpected." Baron the Undefeatable, shortly before his defeat.
Surely before his defeat.
As Cain wrote it as. I like to call it right before Cain kicked his ass. Because during these events, Cain managed to coax him close to the edge of the dam. And in one move, he made him overextend. Slipped under his guard, turned around, and as the little shitbird's wavering on the edge, his exact words were, Commissar Dornell sends his regards. And he fucking Sparta kicks him off the dam.
Goodbye.
Comes O'Donnell was the guy who shot himself.
Yeah, upstart little mutant might be tough, but he can't survive a several 100-foot fall. Tough.
So he was dead, Jim.
Oh, he's dead, Jim. And then his army goes nuts and starts trying to kill everything. And that's when the Necrons show up.
That's when the Necrons show up.
And they start trying to kill everything to get their hands on the Shadow Light. Cain and his forces manage to withdraw, and they try to blow up the dam again to basically seal them in with the Shadow Light.
And the poor tech priest was not happy it was about to happen a second time.
She's like, God damn it, we gotta do this again. Click.
Gotta add that part. That
Hit the detonator, Felicia. Click, 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 click. It's not working. Because this is where I believe to make it think that Trazen was involved. Because only Trazen's the one that understands they're gonna rile that shit to explode the second they see us. Let me undo that.
Yeah, let me just turn that off.
And thus the Necrons managed to seize the Shadow Light.
Nah, worse thing's gonna happen.
And this is actually where the last historic-wise, the Commissar Cain book ends. In technical date order, like order of events, this is the last book.
Last one?
Yeah, that's one.
He also killed a demon prince named Imlai,
Emily?
whose very presence brought even Chaos Space Marines to heal, and most people failed to perceive him. Jurgen being around Cain cut his head off.
Obviously.
Fucking
But say
but-
Jurgen's the best wingman. Don't you diss Jurgen.
Yes, Jurgen, if you need tea, he brings tea. If you need a gun, he brings a gun. And now we're going to speak of Commissar Cain's war gear. His greatcoat, his peaked Officio Perfectus cap, because you can't forget the hat,
Not if you're a
Gotta be
commissar.
dapper. Gotta be dapper.
his chainsword, his last pistol. Yes, Cain never used a bolt pistol once in his entire career. I know what the pictures show, but he hates the bolt pistol.
Because the last pistol's just so much more reliable, and that's all he cares about is being able to save his own ass.
Yes, reliability. That's not even a joke.
He don't care
likes-
about power. He don't care about its reliability.
That, and he has trained with it so often, he's like Wild Bill with that thing coming from the hip.
Yes, he's really able to just he likes it for the reliability and he's able to just quick draw it. He's trained with it so much.
The rest of his war gear includes a carapace battle plate worn
That he's
under his
got?
a Salamander scout vehicle, always mounted with a pintle-mounted heavy bolter, his vehicle choice. And guess what his most prominent and most important piece of war gear is?
His
Sword.
chainsword?
Theric Jurgen.
Jurgen, yeah, I guess you could count him.
Yeah.
Cain goes nowhere without the Jurgen.
Because when you have a blank next to you, you always want that blank.
And thus, again, ends our tale of Commissar Cain. I do highly recommend the Cain novels. I mean it. like I almost recommend them. No, I'm not gonna say almost. I do recommend them over the Horus Heresy novels.
Damn.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we now we're at an impasse. What shall we do for next week's topics?
Gonna have another vote.
We shall have a vote. And I have a few ideas, and tell me if you boys want to listen to it. Shall we speak of the Tau Empire and its founding? First with Commander Puretide, which will lead us into his students, if you catch my drift.
Maybe a possible two-parter?
Possible three-parter, who knows?
Or three?
Shall we speak of another commissar? One who attained the most highest rank ever achieved in any war front. A title known as the Lord Executioner.
Damn.
A title with the power that allows you to even execute a war master, should he have fallen under the sway of chaos.
You are
That
the final
commissar-
solution.
That commissar's name is Imblam Gaunt.
You know, I know nothing about Gone. I definitely want to learn about
I've
him.
read the Gaunt's Ghost, the first one, the first and only. I have read that one.
Or shall we speak of yet another commissar? And I have
I
two
know
other
about the
choices.
STC he finds, and I know of his evils.
This commissar, a man who, when his own world is betrayed by its governor, rallies such a fierce defense that it brings an orc war to its knees. An orc war led by the biggest, meanest, and greenest war boss of them all. A war boss that then, when he had a chance to capture said commissar, let him go with this quote: "Good enemies are hard to find. The heroes of Hades and the protector of Armageddon, Sebastian Yannick.
Good old Commissar Yannick.
Old Balai, the old man of Armageddon."
The one who's about to make an orc war against chaos.
Yes, his Iron Ground fucked up. Or shall we speak of another faraway event? A general whose skill of the Imperium knew no bound. In a simple 10 years of war, he brought 10,000 worlds into his belt. The very model of a major modern general. Shall we speak of Lord Solar Macarius?
I've
That one
never
sounds
heard
really
that
good.
name.
He is the War Master of War Masters. He is the one who coined the phrase Lord Solar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about him.
Or one final topic. We already mentioned him in passing. Should we speak of the biggest and greenest orc of them all?
Yazgul Mag Uluk
The Great Prophet, the Beast of Armageddon.
the prophet of Gulk and Mork.
And the motherfucker who's going to rip Angron a new asshole for killing his boyfriend.
I hope they do that arc. They have to do that arc.
Maluk Thraka. Those
You
are your
imagine a
choices.
big orc war in the war against Khorne.
Happy. Speaking of fur friends of the Imperium, I have a puppy next to me.
So Kyle, if you'd put the topic up, the multiple choice slider.
I think you're better off doing that in the Discord this time around, because I don't think the chat's that active for a vote.
Yeah, here, I'll
Throw it in, Alan.
Yes.
The float.
Either you
The
can put
vote
it
will-
in your section, Bob, put it in Alan's section, but
I'm gonna put it in if you guys want to go to Discord, show stuff in Discord. I'm going to put it in the Magos, the Extended Exploratory week. Where?
The poll will end in 3 days. So I will need at least another 4 to make the script.
yeah, here at the Allure Show, we make the cast work.
Or at least you make the Codicea work.
True.
Oh, we have new lore. Tell us of the lore, Codicere. That is another meme I've stolen from you, Kyle.
Well, learn more about the lore. The
So
lore.
The lore.
it was Gazgul, Tau. What was the other one?
Gaskell, Tau, Gaunt, Yarick,
Lord Solar.
or Lord Solar Macarius.
I think that was all of them.
Faithful Macarius?
Don't worry about it. Just the first
I'm gonna-
Lord
I'm
Solar.
just gonna put Lord Solar. Lord Solar. And then what was the last one again? It was
Yarick.
Gazgul. Oh, Yark.
Gaskell, Gaunt, Yarick, the Tau, and the beginnings of the path.
Dead or not, you don't mention Gazgul and not mention Yarick, or vice versa.
Voting indeed. We're going to be putting it.
Then that explores our fleet. The way how you vote is you pick which. You put the emote there, and the one with the most emotes is going to be our next topic.
You emote for the topic of your choice. On the Discord.
Yes, in the send out to explore our fleet.
Don't forget, I will wait 3 days before casting the choice. And then we shall see. But, any other questions, guys?
Nope. Don't think I have any more questions. They did pretty good. It was pretty good. I answered everything I thought.
Kyle?
No, I definitely learned more about Cain. I know how crazy and everything it is with the shit go wrong, but doesn't actually, and then it works out for him and all that fun stuff.
We're not even talking about the time he basically saved himself becoming a Drukari slave by, and I shit you not, he stuck his last pistol to his head and pulled the trigger. If you want to find that one out, you'll have to listen to the book. I'll send you that one book. The book for that one would be The Devil You Know by Sandy Mitchell.
Which number is that one?
It's a short story.
Like short story.
Oh, it's just a short story? Okay.
It's The Devil You Know.
Hi, Pappy.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Art of Lore show. And we know what time it is.
I'll go summon Natus and raid somebody.
Just
I'm
as
finding somebody for us to raid right now.
Just as the good Yuki sent you here, any of you that remain here to raid us.
Of the God Emperor
Yeah, and also thank you for
undying
everybody who
known
stayed.
by the
We
grace
do
of the
do a show
golden
every
throne.
Monday.
We appreciate it.
Love to have you guys come back and listen to some great lore, and me and Bob bicker back and forth all the time.
Yes, for those of you that followed, we do this every Monday at 8. Come watch, get a new season, or get a new episode, whatnot. Join Discord. See minis, post your minis, memes, all that fun stuff is Warhammer related. Every once in a while we'll do some random paint and chills, and we'll do some random games. But yeah, join the Discord if you like to see all that stuff and vote on future episodes like we're doing today. But for those of you, thank you for the raids, thank you for the follows, and we're going to send you off to someone new to go check out.
Have a wonderful rest of your weeks, and peace.
Alrighty, I hope you all have a good night and enjoy.
Goodbye, everybody.
Look forward to see you in the next one.
Repent.
Repent!
Repent! That didn't end the way I thought it would. Nope, there it goes. Nope, you unrated it, Kyle.
Yeah, you broke out.
But I didn't hit the button.
Yes, you
The raid
did.
has been canceled.
No, I literally didn't hit any button. It says right there, I used the raid. It says it right there, and then it says unraid.
Wait. Yeah,
Why?
since the raid has been canceled.
Why
No,
did I did not unraid?
You
Fucking
breaking things.
robot.
Why is it
fucking-
breaking?
You fucking robot.
Why?
You see this? This is why you all deserve that and have your legs compensated.
What did I do, you fucking asshole? No,
I'm talking about
gonna
the Necron.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna rip off your legs.
Wrong asshole, you asshole. I'm talking about
Thank
the
you,
robot.
everybody. Goodbye.
Well, fuck you, you goddamn 9-foot tall mutant.
Fuck you, you 3-foot tall legless bastard. Ooh, paint